Okay, hello and welcome to Heroes of Might and Magic 3, where we are about to begin a new playthrough of the map Barren Lands. And this is, at the time of recording, the biggest map I've ever played on the channel. It's an extra huge sized map, so this is a map size that's included only in the Horn of the Abyss mod. It's 2 sizes larger than an extra large sized map, and this map also includes an underground, so it really is huge. And on top of including an underground, it also restricts your access to spells like Town Portal, Fly, and Dimension Door. So this is a map that's going to go on for a really long time, so do check the playlist link in the description to find all further episodes. Probably also worth mentioning, this is actually the only extra huge sized map in Horn of the Abyss at all. The scenario description reads, local lords return to Barren Lands after defeating the Necromancer. The victory was not easy, but right before his death, the Necromancer cursed them so that former allies became enemies. Now they will fight each other. So one of the reasons I wanted to play this map is I did a little test run once playing as Dungeon, and I didn't get very far, but I did see enough of the map to see that this is actually a very interesting map in terms of its design. In particular, it's a really aesthetic map. You can really tell it's been hand designed, and I think it's going to be a really fun one to explore. So we're going to play as Dungeon because I do want to show off the starting zone I saw before. Another thing we're going to do is something probably a little bit questionable, possibly giving ourselves a little bit of a disadvantage, but I think we can justify it. I do like for each of my playthroughs to have a unique starting hero. I prefer not to use the same hero twice if possible, and I'm going to actually use this opportunity to pick a hero that is probably not typically considered very good, but I do think this type of hero is perhaps uniquely good for this type of map, if any map at all. So we're going to actually pick the hero Jaegar, and he is the Mysticism specialist. So Mysticism is better in the Horn of the Abyss mod. It does allow you to recover a greater number of spell points, but ordinarily there's no situation where Jaegar really makes sense as a starting hero, and that's because as Dungeon you have access to the Mana Vortex, and in most maps you will also have access to a lot of different towns. You will have access to Town Portal, and so having a Mysticism specialist doesn't really make sense because Dungeon heroes don't tend to run out of spell points very often. But if they are going to risk running out of spell points on any map, it's going to be a map with a lot of open space to explore. It's going to be a map where you can't reliably get back to your starting town, and I feel like this is perhaps the ideal situation to try Jaegar out. Another thing is, for starting bonus, on this map you never want to pick gold or resource. Always pick artifact because the game will take away your resources in the first turn if you do try to take any with you. I'm going to play on impossible difficulty, and yeah, let's jump in and let's see how it goes. Suddenly all your money turns to sand and pours between your fingers. So obviously we don't have any money because we're playing on 200% difficulty, so that's absolutely fine. So this map is quite unique in that when you go through the one-way entrance, there are I think 3 different exits you can come out of. So 3 different potential starting zones, each unique to the faction you're playing as. So we do get the one I was hoping to get. This is, I think at least, a really interesting map design. Because as you can see, there are no forests, no mountains. We've just kind of come out in this desolate wasteland, and all we can see is these huge blue flowers, these reed beds. And we're not even technically on the swamp, we're technically in subterranean terrain. So this is the kind of map design you would just never get from a random map. And I think that is one thing this map does extremely well. Okay, we're just going to skip through some turns. Okay, so we do have to conquer a town. So we can see the town right there. It's the town of Blindroot, and there is some kind of defense in the town. But one thing that is also quite challenging about this map is... we'll wait for everyone else to jump to their starts. So one thing that's also interesting about this map is we don't get a fort to start off. So we have no resources, and we also have no ability to build dwellings. So we go to the Redwood Observatory, and yeah, this is what I'm talking about. We just find ourselves in this huge expanse of reed beds and blue flowers, and Lots of resources lying around, but no mines. No real obvious path to take other than the dirt path, perhaps. And it's not necessarily obvious how to navigate this. Okay, so we do get the view air spell, which is useful. 1,000 gold from there. That's not going to be enough to pick up an extra hero, but never mind. Okay, let's throw ourselves in. So it's going to be 2 psychic elementals. We should be able to take fewer losses than that. Okay, so we're going to wait with as many stacks as possible as they do move down to there. So if we form ranks around here, we can potentially keep ourselves pretty safe. Yeah, because these things can't get morale. So we're going to move these locations. This will move forwards as bait. This will also move forwards as bait. Form a full block as they do take the bait, and we're going to shoot them. Then we're going to wait. Then we can't really do too much, so let's... We could try and block them off again. Yeah, so that does work. So let's defend as they do go for the stack of 1. Let's shoot them again, and guaranteed kill. So 2 losses, that's a lot better. And yeah, when we look in our town, we do not have access to a fort. What we do have, our one building, is the Pillar of Eyes, which I guess is a pretty good thing because that's a really annoying building to normally build on impossible difficulty. But yeah, we have no tavern, we can't recruit an extra hero. We obviously do want the tavern at some point, so I'm still going to build that. I'm going to step into the town, and I think we will take 4 of these just to make ourselves as strong as possible. And now we have to move out. So there's a lot of wood to the west, which we potentially need. Not very much ore at all. Bit of ore down here. But yeah, perhaps it does make sense to follow the path. And we do need to get ourselves some gold, so perhaps should have gone for that gold, but there is a treasure chest just there. Okay, we're going to take the star axis, and yeah, I think we do need to go towards this. So 1,500 gold, we can't do anything with that, just have to move on. Nothing up for grabs in the skeleton, that's disappointing. There is another treasure chest just here we can go for, 2,000 gold, and we get +1 to our defense. So let's go for that. And returning to this, we have Gunnar. I was really hoping to see this guy in the tavern. He's not going to be our main, he is really good, but he's not going to be our main. But yeah, a logistics specialist on a map like this is definitely going to be useful. I'm going to hold back on spending any more gold because I think we do want the town hall. Yeah, 200 gold there, it's not great. We're going to follow this around. We can probably take the fight with the hobgoblins. I'll see what this spell is too. And then yeah, Jaegar is going to keep pushing out in this direction, so there appears to be a star axis over there. Perhaps we go for that because we do want our main hero to be as good as possible, of course. 1,700 gold, it's not enough to do anything at all, so going to end the turn there. And we're going to prioritize access to gold as much as possible. Remove obstacle, that's not worth going out of our way for, but 600 gold is enough to go for the town hall. I think we go for that before we go for Fafnir. Oh, we also get Jedi. Another really good hero. In some ways as a backup hero, we'd prefer Alamar because he comes with Scholar, but we'll still take that. So we can access the star axis. This is potentially not the real priority, but we do get access to some goblins to the south guarding a redwood observatory, and that should help us plan our next moves. Obviously not going to take on several dreadnoughts for Necklace of Dragon Teeth. Okay, so that's pretty heavily guarded. And then down here we've got a few rust dragons guarding the Crown of Dragon Teeth. So perhaps Crown of the Dragonfather is an option. We do see a sawmill to the southwest. Okay, so lots of goblins. This should be straightforward. I don't think we need to take those losses. Let's move up to the top. Okay, I don't think fire magic is necessarily the right choice. We're going to go for Mysticism. So right now our spell options aren't great. We do want to probably come back at some point. Maybe we should go for shield a bit more. So we go to the second Redwood Observatory, which reveals the wasteland does continue. Now, one thing we are seeing here that is slightly questionable is we don't have the fort, so we need to get extra units from somewhere. We do have a lot of external dwellings. The problem is, playing this dungeon, we have a bit of a dilemma where if we don't go for any of these dwellings and we find a dragon cave, we can then reliably use the Portal of Summoning to get access to additional dragons each week. But that only makes sense if we actually do have access to a dragon cave, and if we don't, then perhaps it does make sense to get access to the additional units, because yeah, something like a labyrinth for extra minotaurs would be really nice. Several Ifrits, pretty tough guard for nothing special. Maybe we converge our two heroes so we can combine the units. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on the Harpy Loft for now, but I think that is potentially something we need to go for. So 1,000 gold from here, we just need 200 more to pick up Fafnir. Is there a way we can do that? I wonder if we can reach this if we pick up the Mercury. I kind of doubt it. If we go to the north... So lots of Walking Dead. Does this guy have enough? I don't think he does. Do really want to get going though, so I think... Well, we do have the option of actually going for Mage Guild level 1, and then we start coming back and go for some extra spells, which is something this guy needs. I do want to push as far as we can though, before we do that. I'm going to try going for this. Yeah, we still can't reach. Okay, so maybe it really does make sense to come back. Because yeah, we do have to come back at some point. We do want those spells. I will go for Mage Guild level 1, let's see what we get. So we do get Magic Arrow, that's something I care about a lot. Summon Boat, also useful. Shield, we already have. Stone Skin, and Dispel. Okay, that all seems fine. So lots of mechanics, that could be tough, but I think it's worth doing. I think we do want to bring our two heroes together, but yeah, we're going to have to just give this a shot, I think. Okay, so we're going to spread these out, and let's go for this. So 4 losses expected, that's probably about what we would expect to take ourselves, so we're going to accept that. Grab a bit more ore from here, and it's day 7, so if we end our turn on top of the windmill, we can get extra resources from that at the start of next week. So not a hugely productive first week, but starting to get some things done. We shouldn't need to take any losses here. Always worth taking fights with Walking Dead because they give you a lot of experience. They have a lot of hit points and not too much threat. Okay, then we pull back. A bit of a misclick there. But it's fine. So 270 experience, no losses, 6 mercury from this, and yeah, I think it makes sense to stay on top of this so that we get a few more resources going into next turn. We probably do need more than one good hero, so I will take Armourer. We'll check this out too. And I don't know, it's a shame we can't reach that, because we would have got bonus resources. Resources 2 turns in a row, that would have been good. Okay, I'm going to go for Marketplace just so we can keep the momentum going, and we're going to let Fafnir go. I'm going to have to let Jaegar go too, which is a shame, but we will probably be offered him again at some point. So the people give you some resources so that you can build a fort at least. Okay, didn't know that was going to happen, but that's really good news. Bit of crystal is nice, bit more mercury from this. I will just check this out, so +1 attack skill. I don't really think we have enough to go for this, although we can probably mess it around. Don't really want to do this because it's going to take a while, but I think this is winnable. They actually want to join us, okay. I will actually take them. That saves a lot of time of kiting, so we'll definitely take that. Okay, we're going to go west because we can see lots of gold up for grabs. That's the most important thing. So gold is really important. We want to get that fort as soon as possible. The other thing we could do though is if we go for gold, we can go for the city hall pretty quickly. If we look in the town, we still have access to Jedi. Okay, so that's really good. So if we pick him up, is there any easy gold he can access? It doesn't really look like there is, so I don't think we prioritize that. I do still want to bring Jaegar back for the spells. So yeah, I think we're going to pick Jedi up. And this might cost us a little bit of time, but I think that's fine. So we pick Jedi up, we're going to go through to the star axis. Can't quite reach the rally flag, but yeah, we're going to go to that and we're going to just push forwards with him. Probably pass his units back to Jaegar, although there's no obvious fight to be taking. So still no sign of a dragon cave. I think we go up to this. We bring these two together, we're going to take as many units as possible. Grab this, and there's a little bit of gold over there. We can also loop around, grab some ore, but I don't think that's too important. I think main thing is just to get back to the town. Meanwhile, if we do go back to the town, so the blacksmith leads us towards the city hall, so let's go for that. Let's end the turn there. Now, Gunnar goes for some extra knowledge, some extra wood. We can't access the gold this turn, so let's go in this direction instead. Maximize our gold as quickly as possible. So another chest to the south there, but we can maybe go for that with Jedi instead. I think we move back towards the north. Now Jedi goes to this. So he's got the exact same problem, he can't quite reach the campfire. Maybe should have given him some slightly faster units, but never mind. He'll be back at some point. So we've now got Iona as an option, and Vidamina. So Vidamina is kind of interesting, because we obviously, this is the map that's all about the Necromancer, and there is no Necropolis player. So I wonder how many skeletons we could get, but no, we're not going to do that. Battle Scholar Academy could be interesting as we come back with Jaegar, but again, not really a priority. So yeah, I think we want to come back, pick up some extra units, and we should then be tough enough to take quite a few fights. So most important fights to go for, I think the Pack of Hellhounds for access to Minotaurs. That's probably our first priority, and I'm willing to take the risk that we dilute the pool of the Portal of Summoning. Don't think it matters that much. So we're in the town, we have got access to these spells, we will take the fastest units we can. And do we spend the gold on additional beholders? I think we do, but we don't need to decide this turn. So we're going to end the turn there. Okay, so let's move straight up towards the gold. So this is sand terrain, which does slow us down. I kind of want to see what that spell is, but let's not rush towards that. Key priority right now is gold. So treasure chest just over there. We do have enough for the city hall, and I think that's more important than additional units. And I also think it's more important than the fort right now, which might sound crazy, but access to gold is clearly a bit of an issue. So yeah, I think we go city hall first. Take the additional units, and we can't get access to that gold. If we push to the south, we can get access to this gold. So 1,500 we can spend on units. Now here is one advantage of Jaegar that you might not get from other dungeon heroes. Every time we come across a school of magic, we can very safely pick spell power. We can always maximize spell power, we don't need to worry about knowledge at all. Okay, 7 more of these, that is a significant power spike, and yeah, we're going to go south towards this fight. That should be easy to do. Fight with the E3, I feel like this is a disproportionately strong guard, I'm not sure it makes sense to do it. Obviously can't really go in this direction. The Black Tower probably could be done. But yeah, we have to absolutely be pretty confident we're not going to come across dragon caves. So we'll probably look into that next turn. So the furthest we can go this turn is a little bit further than this. If we go to the Medusa stores, that's obviously too strong for us. Hobgoblins could be done. Nothing really worth going for here, so yeah, let's go back this way. I'm hoping the map isn't full of wells, or I'll slightly question my choice of hero. I have a feeling it might be though. But I made the commitment, it's fine. Okay, 3 mercury from there, and we can grab this, and there's nothing else in this direction, so it's time to start pulling back. I do want to find out, can we find a dragon cave? So we don't want to go to the west, although we can't regardless. It's guarded by magic elementals. I do want to stay in this subterranean terrain, and that is just because I want to maximize my chances of finding out if there is a dragon cave. So, still not seen one yet. I will look through here. But yeah, maybe it doesn't make sense to go for this fight just yet. We should have at least one more turn to explore. So we've already gone to this. There's a little bit of wood down there, but we're actually doing fine for wood. So, yeah, gold is the priority. I think we still move towards this. Okay, so things we're gonna have to do, so there's the treasure chest just there, there's potentially something to the west up here, but I don't think we go for that. Lots of pixies should be doable with what we have, and we don't know where that leads, so we'll check that out. Okay, so we're actually going to save up for the fort now. I think we don't go for anything else except dwellings this week if we can avoid it. It's going to be a while before we get our dragons. Alright, let's see what this is guarding. So, still no dragon cave. Celestial Necklace of Bliss guarded by crystal dragons. This must be a pretty good scholar, given the guard it has. Okay, do we take the risk of just going for this? We could just push through and come back. But access to Minotaurs right now would be helpful. It depends if there are other fights we can take that make more sense. So if we did get Minotaurs, it would help us with this fight. I feel like this must be worth going for. I'm going to take the risk. We're going for the dwelling. Okay, that sucked. Okay, is this worth going for? I think we magic arrow, which we should have done previously. Then we can get one further kill. I think we actually think we just park here. Make it harder for them to reach, though it doesn't actually stop them. Finish these off. Now these wait. Please kill these off. Okay, so a few losses, but nothing terrible. Gonna go for Advanced Wisdom, and this next fight is not completely straightforward. Okay, so spell options, I think just hitting them with Magic Arrow as much as possible before they reach. Okay, that's not what we wanted. We can still go for a block, but yeah, we're going to take some heavy losses here. Just got to keep filling the hole. So yeah, we lose our Minotaur, but we should be able to get some more of those. Okay, no guarantee of kill, so we do have amazing Mysticism. We don't have to worry about spending spell points ever. And we get 3 Minotaurs for that, so that's great. So if we could get the Labyrinth here before the end of the week, that'd be perfect, but it has a lot of requirements, so that's simply not going to happen. Portal of Summoning, however, would give us access to those Minotaurs. That probably makes sense. We do want to build something this turn, so let's go for that, and we have to recruit those before the end of the week, or they will be lost. Okay, so we obviously spread out these units because we don't really care about them. They're very slow as well, so we use them as blockers. So this is no longer on safe terrain, but yeah, we're going to go for it, as actually we have tactics, don't we? So we're fine. Okay, so key thing is to protect our units that we're most concerned with, so we'll protect these, we'll protect these. They're flying units though, so... Have to choose whether to expose the harpies or the troglodytes. I think we just expose the troglodytes, so we start combat. This stack waits, we're going to weaken these. Yeah, we're going to have to take some hits. Definitely go defensive with these. Okay, they choose to focus down the troglodytes regardless. So 4 to 15 kills. I think we wait, then we shoot, then we kill with these. Okay, so that wasn't bad. We'll take this for the additional knowledge, and I was hoping this would lead to something else. Maybe it still does. Okay, so this is our sulfur access, our additional sulfur access, because we do have the resource silo as an option. So additional sulfur access, very important for this faction. That is potentially something to prioritize at some point. Let's check this out. So weakness, that's disappointing. Okay, gonna end the turn there. So I will move towards this as it reveals it's not really anything interesting. I think we'll still take the sulfur because we currently have 0. And I guess we push to the south before we go back. We are being slowed down by the Walking Dead, but they are useful. So what I really want to know is if we go up in this direction, we don't have too many movement points to work with, but will we see a dragon cave? Can't reach the chest. So we got a spit, still no sign of a dragon cave. I really wouldn't be surprised if we do see one. Garden of Revelation, so Jaegar can go for this instead, but the thing is Jaegar really doesn't care about knowledge. This is one thing we have to remember. One advantage he does give us. We can pretty much just ignore that. So School of Magic I do want to go for, but it's not urgent. So yeah, we've got 12 spell points back. So we're currently getting 12 spell points back per day. It would have been 10 if we didn't have the specialty. If we go back to the town, Mage Gear level 2 is an option. Unfortunately, we do just have to really prioritize the fort. I think we do want to buy these as well for the end of the week. But yeah, it's a slow start. I think it's designed to be a slow start. The map is literally called Barren Lands. It's not exactly going to be bounteous. Okay, I do want to follow this path all the way because I really do want to know, is there a dragon cave? I feel like there could be one just there, or maybe it's a monolith or something. Okay, let's scout a bit to the south. Yeah, so as expected, it doesn't really give us anything new. We could probably take on the Black Tower with those Walking Dead. So if we go for this, we can go for the fort. The only thing with the fort is it doesn't give us any immediate growth. So it's not actually important we go for it this turn. But yeah, certainly going into next week, we're going to want that. So I am going to prioritize this fight because I'm very curious what it's about. So yeah, 24 spell points. Let's use that to our advantage. It's a pretty tough fight, but I think with 6 spell power, Magic Arrow. Yeah, so if we can avoid losses to those, that'd be great. Okay, these can't wait, so I am going to... We're going to go strike and stay, although I think we might be killed by this. Yeah, okay, fine. Weaken these. These move up. Just got to take a hit, so they go for those... Ah, they do manage to sneak in the kill there, that sucks. Fine. This better be good. Haste. Okay. Not quite what I was expecting. Maybe that spell is restricted. Because we didn't get slow either. I imagine a lot of spells are probably restricted here. Still kind of wondering exactly what to expect. So we got to recruit these or they'll be gone next week. And that's the best thing we can do, yeah. I don't think we spend gold on the rest of this stuff, it's just not a priority. Okay, Week of the Aardvark. Let's probably go towards this. Guarded by a red dragon. We should be able to take that. We got tactics too. Yeah, so victory is expected. Let's see if we can avoid some of that damage. I never remember how to do this. It's something like this. But that only protects the couple of stacks up there. This, I guess. It doesn't protect the harpies. We also do want to bait them in, but then again, 3 kills is not that great. Okay, so they can already reach the stacks of 1, so they probably will come in regardless. They can't breath attack through the 19 into the stack of 1. So these move out of range. We're just going to start combat, see how that goes. So they do go for that as expected. Let's weaken them. Then we wait, we wait. Draw out the retaliation with this. Is it worth still trying to protect? I feel like we could probably finish these off. Okay, no kill expected. 92 hit points to go. So the Harpy Hags will be exposed if we don't move in here. But if we do move in, we definitely lose a lot of trogs. So we either try to weaken them as quickly as possible, or sacrifice the Harpies. So 17 to 52 damage. These will do 1 to 4 damage each, but we're up against 20 defense going with 11 attack. It seems really unlikely. I'm going to try going defensive. Okay, they do actually still go for the big stack of Walking Dead, which is perfect. So we're going to wait. Then we shoot. Still no chance of a kill from these. No chance from these. So we go for this. Losing units we don't really care about. I thought that would be enough. 6 to 24 damage. This is in our favor. We do get it. Perfect. Okay, Armor of Wonder, 2,250 gold. Very happy with that result. And now we can actually start building up our unit production at last. So we do also have access to the additional Minotaurs, which is great. The Dragonflies there should be quite doable. So Jedi has maybe gone about as far as he can. Let's start picking up some resources. But let's make sure we don't block Jaegar. So a pack of magic elementals there, there's no way we're breaking through that. Several magic elementals, again, it's probably still too tough. Bear in mind we can't cast magic arrow on those. Earthquake is not too relevant to us. I think we're probably not ready to go for a spit either. Probably should go for the School of Magic. I'm going to check out what's in the Witch Hut. What's the furthest we can go? So I do want to break through this. I want to see what this leads to. We could maybe even do that with Jedi. But he doesn't have Earth Magic, so his resurrection's not permanent. He does at least have our starting spells, so he's got the magic arrow. Do we have enough that this is safe? Yeah, we'll take a few losses, but it's better than wasting an entire turn for Jaegar. I imagine we don't go for the spit. So 1,500 gold will go to this as well, and maybe we start working on funneling some troops back. So we got Darkstorn available to us, who has the Stoneskin specialty, basic learning, so he's not a bad choice. And there's Yogg, who is not too relevant to us. We could pick up Darkstorn if we end up with a lot of resources. I'm going to see what this is. Basic scouting. I like it, but not for this guy. He could become a pseudo main, so we'll give it to someone less important. Then I think so we can pick up the units and then push back in this direction. Or we just go and explore. The thing is, Jaegar needs to be level 10 to benefit from the Library of Enlightenment. So that could be a real waste of time. On the other hand, if we do go to attack this with Jedi, we're leaving Jaegar without his units, but does he need them? Just trying to think what other fights we should take. So our starting zone really doesn't have much to offer. I guess isn't too surprising. Okay, returning to the town, we will start producing some basic buildings. So yes, let's go for the Warren. And Gunnar can bring some additional units. We could try to take on magic elementals, but yeah, I think because we're a magic hero, it's probably not wise. So in that case, maybe next priority for Jaegar really is to see what's on the other side of this, and then we use Jedi just to grab some resources. And let's see what's in here. Lots of basilisks, okay. It's potentially doable. We need the additional units from Gunnar though, I think. And probably also the additional spell power. That's probably fine. Let's see if we can do anything about that. So we could go for shield on these. They should then be able to take the hit, but a stack of 1 troglodyte can reach, so I think we just absorb retaliation. Magic arrow instead. One additional kill, that's nice. I'm not sure if we prevented the loss. I think we did. Yeah, we did. Okay, that's good. Expert Mysticism. We're going to be forced to make a choice next level, which might not be a good choice for us. Okay, it does not lead to a monolith or anything interesting, so no dragon cave at all. That's actually a huge relief, because now we can probably justify going for some of these dwellings. Great. Okay, so let's go for Darkstorm. And he can probably afford to pick up a few good units and actually start taking some fights. And I definitely don't mind giving him scouting because, well, one of the Abyss, Stoneskin's specialty is good. So I shouldn't underestimate that. We'll take the Minotaurs. I think we take all the units. And biggest priority, so there's a black tower just down there, but nothing else really of note. We go to the west instead, several sorceresses. It's definitely doable. It gets us the skull helmet, gets us a bit of extra gold. On the way we can pick up some sulfur, pick up the harpy loft, but it definitely makes sense to go to the south first. We'll grab Viewer. Then we go to this and probably don't take the fight with the Medusa Queens because someone will come back at some point and it will make more sense for them to do it instead. Yeah, that's a few too many, I think. Such a weak hero. So the replacement in the tavern is Kaut, so we're not going to be recruiting anyone else this week. Okay, so a little bit of a waste of time for Jaegar. We could try going for this. It seems like a really disproportionately tough guard, unless there's something I'm missing. But we can only see oak trees. So yeah, a bit of a waste of time. I don't think we want to go all the way back with Jaegar, so we could actually instead set up a hero chain. And that might actually make more sense. It's not going to quite work. But next turn it should. So yeah, I think we do that. So lack of gold is somewhat unfortunate, but things like the harpy loft don't cost us too much. So we can still progress. Okay, we're going to ignore the wood. Press ahead. Probably stay around here with Gunnar. Because yeah, we can go back, but we've made almost no progress. Although if we do go back, we can go to the labyrinth. So yeah, let's do that. I don't have a spellbook. Okay, so we're going to position ourselves there, then Jedi goes back to this location. Can Gunnar reach? So he definitely can. It's very easy, in fact. Oh well, this is probably fine. Okay, so next fight to take. I think we'll move towards the Spit, and we'll take that on, just so we can keep the momentum in our town. We could also maybe go for the School of Magic on the way. I feel like it's not necessary to do so. We're going to go, yeah, straight towards the Spit. I'm a little bit dubious about the movement point situation with Darkstorm. He does have really slow units on him. Okay, ending the turn there. Bear in mind, such a massive map, we're probably not going to see our enemies for a while. So, Chapel of Stilled Voices, yeah, we just want to build momentum as quickly as possible, because we're in week 3 now. Pretty late to be building up our dwellings, but obviously it's a unique map. That's one aspect I hadn't really considered, buying the Minotaurs. So 500 gold each, I think we just trade a bit. We can give up 3 of these and 1 of these. Let's not do that misclick. Okay, so yeah, we don't quite reach Gunnar, but that's fine. We'll still reach the other side. So we're going to take the artifacts, we're going to take all the units, and I will give you a slightly faster unit because lack of movement points is annoying. So Gunnar can't quite reach, but it's not really a problem. Jedi takes the additional units. Passes those across. So yeah, Jaegar's looking pretty strong. Don't know if I really want the Walking Dead. So Beholder location is probably fine. I think nearby to those in the 4th slot. In the 3rd slot we want Minotaurs. Maybe these in the middle. So the slot that tends to be attacked the most is probably slot 5, so yeah, we're pretty comfortable with Walking Dead there. And we're just going to spread those out. They might do more harm than good, but we do have the Crest of Valor, so morale situation should be okay. Let's go for this. So those losses look fine. We'll see if we can do slightly better. Ah, it's the weird one. Forgot about this. The Spit, they spawn in slightly odd locations. Probably can't really stop them reaching the Beholders. They do move pretty soon. So there's a stack of 6 up there. We do have haste, of course. So does it make more sense to haste rather than to magic arrow? I suspect it does. 90 points of damage is really nice. Does kill off just under 3 of them. But yeah, I think we actually know. These are 6 speed. These are 5 speed. So I think what we actually do is we go strike and stay. Go for this attack. Then these can pretty much wipe out the stack towards the back. Kill those off. These move to safety. They focus down the Walking Dead, that's absolutely fine. Long may that continue. We'll go right to the corner, why not? So Walking Dead actually are working out. These are safe. These are not so safe. So we move these away. So we're faster than these, we can safely go in. If they did survive, they could have petrified us, but it probably would have been fine. Nice, so 4,500 gold for that, that's great. And now I think we do go towards the School of Magic, and we probably could break through this. I'm a little bit nervous. But there's obviously nothing else we can really do. Pack of Magic Elementals there is simply too much. So, spell options that actually work. So the haste option is pretty good. Shield also potentially useful. We do want a School of Magic. We do actually still get Expert Wisdom before we get forced into another choice of skill, so that's good. Colosseum there would be good to go for. Okay, so is there anything else for Jedi to do? I don't necessarily mind going for Scouting, but no, I don't think we do. Darkstorm can do that. Yeah, the advantage of this also is that we're following a path, so we're more efficient with our movement points. I am slightly nervous. I would have thought the 11 Minotaurs would be enough to make a difference. Okay, so returning to the town, the Labyrinth is up for grabs. Oh, the Dragon Cave only requires Mage Guild level 2, but we would have had to plan this out a lot better. There's sulfur just there. We would have had to, I think, prioritize this perhaps. There's not really too much sulfur lying around, so it's theoretically possible to get Dragon Cave this week, but I think in practice probably not. Also because we can't see a trading post or anything, and yeah, 20 sulfur, we could probably get to like 11 with this, and then we need to trade for 9, which we probably don't have enough resources for, because we can see if we try trading these, it's 20. That's just not going to work. So instead of doing that, I think we go Citadel, Labyrinth. I'm going to prioritize Labyrinth over Manticore Lair because we do have the additional spawns, of course. Mage Guild level 2 is a necessity, but I think we go Minotaurs first. Okay, here we go. So if we did have magic arrow as an option going into this fight, I would really feel so much better, but it's simply not going to be a thing. I think they're just about in the subterranean terrain, which is a small advantage for us. Maybe we put these at the bottom, because we're going to have to keep our stacks separate and just brawl separately. Yeah, okay. Tough fight, but let's throw ourselves into it. Victory is expected, and actually those losses don't look too bad. It is only 7, it could have been 9. And they spawn in 2 stacks, which is probably something we could take advantage of. So the stack of 3 has chosen to wait. We're not able to reach with this stack unless we haste. Yeah, because none of us can reach, I don't think haste helps us that much. It does last for 9 rounds, so we obviously go for that each round. But going into the next round, I think we maybe want these to be faster, so they'll go up to 9 speed. These are also 9 speed. Maybe doesn't help us that much. These should stay where they are. Actually, no. That's not so good because the positioning just there makes it easy for them to hit all of us at once. So we move the Trog up to there. They can't get morale, so it's probably okay. Okay, these things always have good morale, so we could have, well, if we haste, we can hit them. That takes us up to 10 speed. The thing is, we won't be able to draw out retaliation, but maybe these hit hard enough for it to make sense. Let's see. 1 to 3 kills. It's not great. I'm going to try waiting, as it has a little effect. We'll try to weaken these a bit. If we wait, it will make no difference, but I'm still going to do it as a habit. So we move these up to there, that protects us from being hit by the magic elementals in that spot. And I think otherwise, we just want to bait them into not going too far. So this stack goes defensive. These go down and go for the hit. The thing is, if we do that, these then come and attack us, so I'm not sure it makes sense. I think we allow our troglodytes to be hit. Then start of next round we do get the initiative, so we can cast haste on the beholders. Yeah, I don't think we involve these yet. Right, so they go for that. Now we go for haste on this stack. Then both of them can reach the trogs. Wouldn't be surprised if they do go for that, so I think we go get stuck in. Yep, so they do go for the trogs, we'll weaken them, we do get morale. And Trogs can finish them off. Okay, that went a lot better than expected, and we get Earth Magic, so amazing. Actually gives us resources too, wasn't really expecting that. Okay, so this fight against Hobgoblins should be fine. We are on their terrain. Should still take the fight for the experience, I'm just going to accept that. I'm going to take additional... Well, we're a bit of a spellcaster, so defense might make sense. Just so we can hand back and drag battles out, but I do like attack because our power stack is Beholders. Okay, so does Darkstorm go back, or do we simply pick up? Well, we don't want to pick up Cout. I guess there's quite a lot to explore, so Gunnar will come through first. It's a shame we couldn't make it to the watering place. Okay, Jedi next. There is a trading post there. Oh, does that change how we think? There's sulfur there too. Only thing is, because we don't have the castle, we only get one extra dragon for all this effort. And we still need 15,000 gold. But there is gold around. I wonder if we prioritize Dragon Cave. Have to bear in mind though that we do spend additional sulfur on Mage Guild level 2, so it might not be possible. So I think we have to decide next turn on the basis of how many resources we can grab. So in the meantime, I think Darkstorm has to come down. Don't think this is worth the movement points. Best thing we can do is have all of our heroes in this zone. Okay, Jedi didn't mean to do that, it was a misclick. Jedi goes for this, 1,000 gold, that's a good start. Okay, I guess Darkstorm's the one who comes through. Jedi could still go for something else next turn before he comes back to the trading post on day 7, so we're going to end the turn there. Okay, avoid the watering hole. This almost looks like a starting zone. Maybe it's a zone that could have been someone's starting zone, but no one showed up. Just gonna push forwards. Curious about the Pandora's box, but slightly untrusting, and there's a stronghold town there. Yeah, this looks like it could have been a starting zone, but it just wasn't. So there's perhaps a stronghold player who could have been. So we roughly know what to expect from this zone if that's the case. Okay, perhaps I should have gone for scouting, because I do want to know what's going on around here. So Jaegar should be the last to move. You go south. 5 sulphur's okay. $1,500 gold, a little bit more sulphur, a little bit more gold from the campfire. It's looking like an option. Bearing in mind, we can still go to the trading post. I assume Jedi has enough movement points to still get back. 4 sulphur from that too, and there's also sulphur over there, so maybe we don't even need to trade. So if we do take this turn, it will provide us extra gold next turn, but we can't reach. Okay, still going to go for this, +1 spell power, that is what we like to see on this hero. Idol of Fortune there. I can see a chest to the south. It's a bit of a waste for a hero this strong, but... Pandora's box, I am curious, but also ever nervous. So we could break through this on the way. It's not immediately important, but it's a useful thing to grab, I guess. Because of the speculum too, which is useful. Bit of defense there too, okay, so we can kind of make it worth it by strengthening our hero. So, yeah, I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to go Dragon Cave. So the alternative is Manticore Lair plus Citadel, or Citadel plus Castle, which does lead us towards the capital, but I'm willing to chance that the capital is not that important. Yeah, let's go Mage Guild level 2. Jaegar goes for this. We're going to fight them. No losses expected. Moved as far as we can, not going to recruit any extra heroes, going to end the turn there. Let's see where this leads. Shield. Bit of wood there, that's not the priority. There's a water wheel just there, which could be useful. More gold there. Can we reach this? Yes, we can. Okay, great. So we're pretty close. Should maybe consider having a stronghold hero. Does seem to be an option. So we're too short on the sulfur unless we get lucky with this, but we don't, so we're gonna have to trade. Fine. Grab this, and grab this. So I think you can still make it. Yes, you can. That's great. There is the sulfur there. It's a shame. Well, maybe we could do without that. It's going to be tight. I mean, maybe we could do without the trading post, just to be clear. Okay, let's go west. 1,000 gold. Okay, I was hoping for more. There's another chest down there, but it's guarded by a pack of power liches. We could do that fight. But it's a fight I would never do ordinarily, because if all it gets me is a bit of luck, I don't really care that much. Maybe it's needed for a quest, but I've not seen any Seer's Huts. So we got all of our spell points, we've got 10 spell power. Power liches are pretty rough to deal with. We don't have mass haste or anything like that. Okay, it's decision time. So there's no chance of any further gold this turn. Unless it turns out there's some gold right next to this, but I think we'd see it if there was. I do think trading post makes more sense. I'm not even sure Jaegar could reach. So he has got... Yeah, he's not got enough movement points. Can't reach the treasure chest regardless, so therefore... going to ignore the sulfur for now, and we're just going to... Yeah, this is much, much better rates. So we take the 15. And then I believe it's 15 wood and gold. Oh, it's 20 sulfur. Completely mistaken. Maybe we can't do it. Right, this is important to not screw up. So yeah, 15 of each, 15,000 gold. So seems like it's within reach. Right, so that's all the sulfur we need. Now we just need a little bit more gold. I think we can get rid of... Well, I think having 8 of each of those resources, or 5 of each of those resources going into next turn is probably enough. We do have a semi-reliable source of mercury, I think. If we look to the east, if we absolutely needed mercury for something, we could go for this. And there's also this one. So for that reason, we should be safe to trade mercury. And we're just going to go all the way. Okay, so no Citadel to help us grow, but Dragon Cave on day 7 is always a nice thing to do. And then Jaegar is free to not bother with this fight. I kind of don't want to do it. I do want to see what this is. It's not going to be slow or anything great. Yeah, protection from water, fine, okay. We could do it. The losses would be quite heavy. There's a crystal cavern there, which is useful to know because of behemoths. We should maybe go back and take the town. Bit of a dilemma around whether we take these types of dwellings. It depends if we're willing to give up the Portal of Summoning as a useful thing. Bearing in mind there's no Dragon Cave, I guess it's possible there's a Dragon Cave here or something. Okay, so Darkstorm, what can you do? You can grab this. There's spell power there too. You go this way. Then Jedi is free to emerge, so let's go and actually grab that. Okay, end the turn there, and we are through to week 4. Okay, so still prioritizing gold, prioritizing scouting. More gold there, that was a misclick. Okay, but we still get it. So 3,800, that's probably already enough to continue investing here. So Citadel's super important, takes us towards the capital, so it's a good choice for military, and it's a good choice for economy as well. So yeah, we got 2 dragons, and yeah, I think castle is the next goal. This is probably a similar defense to previously, so I'm expecting 2 psychic elementals and a very small number of goblins. Possible someone else could do it. Ah, there's also actually the shipyard there. And we do have some in boat, of course, so we don't even need that. Okay, maybe we get on a boat with Jedi. And I kind of feel like Darkstorm should maybe do that too. I should risk going for this with someone. I don't want to save scum. Even though Pandora's boxes are a really annoying mechanic, because on this type of map, it completely depends on the personality of the map creator. Whether they think it's fair to ambush you with a guarded Pandora's box. But this does look like a starting zone, I'm just going to do it. Okay. Luck and 200 experience and the Bloodlust spell. So we don't currently have a scholar. Gonna go for Advanced Wisdom, going to hop onto this, and yeah, we could probably get on a boat next turn. I don't know if we need 2 heroes on boats, but then again, it does look like there's a fair amount on the sea, so yeah, if we rush the sea with two heroes at once, it's probably a good choice. Okay, gonna ignore the power liches. Maybe we need that artifact or something, but I just don't care that much. And we can take the imp cache, we can open this up. Maybe we loop back round to Crag, because no one else has any units. Okay, so back in this town we can go for an additional hero. Okay, 2 heroes that both really interest me. Again, this is going to be a long playthrough. We've not yet encountered another player, and we have a full complement of players to go up against. So, 2 logistics specialists, a good spellcaster. It's definitely tempting. Unfortunately, we can't afford him this turn. But yeah, I think maybe we grab that sulfur, get a couple of red dragons, and start opening some things up. Maybe grab the dwellings. Pack of sorceresses should be doable. Not ready for the rush dragons. Could also do Black Tower. Could grab the Chapel of Stilled Voices. I'm actually really relieved. This actually looks a little bit like France, and this is Spain. I'm sure that's just a coincidence. I'm actually really relieved that there is no Dragon Cave, because that gives us so much more freedom to enjoy external dwellings as a map mechanic. It's one of the annoying things about playing this dungeon, that you don't get to freely claim dwellings without potentially putting yourself at a disadvantage. Okay, so there is an exit. We can go for some... Oh, there's no boats to summon, wow. So the game has teased us a bit. We'd have to buy one, which means breaking through these, and that's very doable. But yeah, Jaegar probably has to come back. Okay, so I do want to go for this sulfur. Is there other sulfur we could claim instead? Yeah, no other reliable sulfur, so let's grab this, even though it stops us from scouting as far as we'd like. We might get blocked by a guard regardless, so we can grab this. Okay, so we could have gone slightly further, but never mind. I think going to avoid the wolf pen. Can always come back for the imp cache, but maybe we still go for it. Yeah, because we want to give Dima the best chance possible. Just gonna say yes. I don't think we need to take too many losses, although that explains the losses to those. That's kind of annoying. So these are 5 speed with 4 speed. I'm just gonna haste. Ah, okay, it's fine. So these wait. These wait, and I think we haste these. It's actually quite nice not having to worry about spell points at all. Okay, so 2,000 gold from that. How are we doing now? 19 spell points coming back per day guaranteed. Yeah, that's really nice. I'm trying to enjoy it while I can, because at some point we might start finding wizards' wells and things, and our choice of hero might start to look a bit redundant, but we're going to enjoy it while we can. Okay, so not too much to work with here. There's wood there, but it's guarded. Should probably check out the refugee camp. Can't quite reach the watering place, unfortunately. There's gems and wood to the south. Okay, we move to this. We're going to go back to this. We're going to pick up Steamer. I think we pick up Kaya in the stronghold town instead. So Zalair is the new choice. We're not going to go for him. We're going to go for 2 red dragons. And I thought we would have more gold than that still. So we need 2,500. Wow, we're a way off. Maybe we just don't. Gonna go for beholders instead, and I think this is probably enough to make a start. Yeah, I'm gonna start claiming dwellings. It's fine if we miss out on a few minotaurs. Speaking of which, we should recruit the ones we have, because they will disappear at the end of the week. Okay, let's see what's up for grabs. So, Spell Scroll, I think that's the first one we've seen. So we already have Earthquake. Go for Armourer. Okay, so Griffin Conservatory, wasn't expecting to see something like that. You next, Swordsman, that's a no, we're not going to bother with that. I'm still going to wait to the end of the turn. I'm just a bit nervous about claiming suboptimal dwellings. A few Chaos Hydras, we could do that. Ring of Oblivion is potentially pretty good if we pair it with dragons, because we're not going to benefit that much from Resurrection with Jaegar. Do want to open this up. Don't take any losses, that's great. We're going to go for Advanced Earth Magic, so now I really wish we had Scholar, just for that Resurrection. Few Chaos Hydras. No, we should prioritize the town. Let's get building. Dragonfly Hive is completely doable too. Maybe should go for that. Pack of Storm Elementals guarding the Ribcage. Magic Elementals even. Okay, so you can reach, but you have nothing, so already got shield. Is it worth going south just to grab the Star Axis? I don't know if we're gonna kind of bump up against Cap for Jaegar once he starts slowing down his leveling, so maybe we do come this way. We don't know what the Scholar has too. I think I'm willing to risk potentially a turn going for that, and yeah, we're going to go for this. So more beholders to be claimed, let's say yes, let's go to this too, and basic intelligence is kind of interesting, but now we'll go for advanced wisdom, and I think we go Harpy Loft first. Unless we gain something immediately. So the castle is important by the end of the week, but not that important. Yeah, we just need the Manticore Lair and the castle, and we've got full unit production, so we don't need the immediate boost in gold. Mushroom Rings, I know they're not great, but I really do like to maximize creature production, and it's something to do. And I think we can get gold from elsewhere. Okay, so what we maybe can do is set up a bit of a hero chain. So we've already got shield with Jaegar. Yeah, gonna go towards this. End the turn. Okay, prioritize finding gold. Behemoth Crag, okay. So there are level 7 dwellings, just not apparently for dungeon, or perhaps we just not found it. 2,000 gold. Several magic elementals, so that's another thing we could break through. I'm gonna go to this. Let's go for 8 of these. Go for this fight, they do unfortunately want to fight us, but it could have been a lot more. So Meteor Shower cannot reach 2 stacks at once, so I guess we go Lightning Bolt. We do have Blind in our town, which would be good to go back for, but it's quite a trek. Okay, that's a lot better. 2,000 gold, skull helmet, and start winding our way back. Okay, so Darkstorm can go all the way if he wants to. We take the units. We'll spend some movement points, but not all of them. So then Darkstorm goes for this. It is indeed as expected. We're going to go for the Earth Magic, and yeah, that guy's going to be our scout. We're going to go for a tavern immediately. And we're going to park Darkstorm in here. We're going to pick up Kaya, I think. Swap the units. Yeah, I don't care to keep any of those stacks. Okay, so now Kaya comes out. We should probably grab a spellbook, but we can't. Got access to 16 orcs. Don't think it's a priority at all. Okay, so Kaya should probably go for this fight. I'm hoping they just run off. Good. I'm not going to fight those. Bit of wood, pass everything back. Now Jedi is going to come through. Jaegar is going to prioritize the Dragonfly Hive. I feel like we could do the fight with the Magic Elementals. It's surely not going to be 19, but I think we don't. Okay, let's see if we can prevent that. I guess not. Oh, I didn't see that was the end of the round. I would have cast a spell. Didn't think that through. Okay, a couple of losses we didn't need to take, but never mind. Okay, let's go for... I'm going to ignore this fight, although with the Wyverns it's that little bit easier. The rewards are really poor, but I wonder if we need these for quests or something. Why is that so heavily guarded? There's a university there, that could be important. So this is definitely doable, it's just whether it's worth it. We've got the improved stone skin. We've got the improved shield. Yeah, so it's significantly tougher than the previous. So again, it's 6 speed, we can speed them up to 9 speed. So yeah, this time we don't have the subterranean penalty helping us. The loose plan is to throw these in, stone skin them, or shield them even, and yeah, we don't mind if we lose these because we don't have a reliable source. Okay, so if we speed these up, they're still slower, so that makes no sense. Okay, 2 kills is nice. I wonder if we can block... Oh, we could haste these just to block the way through to the beholders, but... probably don't need to. So these can bait in the stack of 4, although it doesn't really achieve too much. So 7 speed, I guess we've got to haste the Wyverns. But it's too late to help them now. It's still worth doing. Actually, yeah, it does work. So we now have the priority advantage. So actually we do want to bait these in, I guess. No, it probably makes no difference, but never mind. Okay, so you stay there. That's not the best placement. Okay, so we're still the fastest going into next round. I think we throw these in against these, bearing in mind we still get to move first now. And we want to make sure these can't get through. Which, yeah, there's not really much we can do about that. So we can try hasting the Minotaurs, then they at least get to move. So the stack of 1 moves first, so this actually works quite well. We haste these, we don't mind what the stack of 1 does. Go for the stack of 3. Right, so they do that, that's fine, that's more or less expected. Now we can get 1 to 3 kills. So we'd have to do 240 damage to get 3 kills, that's surely not going to happen. On the other hand, if we do go for this, we get guaranteed 2 kills, and... well, not guaranteed, but almost guaranteed. We waste less of our damage, and we can still attack using the Harpies. Although Harpies can probably finish these off, so... there's no safe way to attack that doesn't expose the Wyverns and the Minotaurs to the same attack. I'm just going to go for these so they don't retaliate. Okay, so they go for that. Now we actually can't kill these off. Okay. Oh, we have a chance. No, it doesn't work out. Okay, so 1 to 2 kills if we move in against a stack of 4. I think we don't do that because we know we get to move first in the next round. I think we want to go shield on these. We will take a loss regardless, but yeah, we go shield on those, and okay, fine. Okay, that was a shame. I actually do like sorcery. I think we're going to be using a lot of spellcasting. So I really hope this was worth it. I hope this gives us something good. We do still have all of our Minotaurs. Okay, so we visited the water wheel. The Chaos Hydras will actually be an easier fight, if anything. I think we go to the west. But actually, before we do anything, we do want a few of these. So yeah, no fort in this town, which is a problem, but yeah, we want a few of these just to spread them out and make sure we don't have to deal with terrain penalty. Okay, so you take a couple of these. I'll take the Harpies back. Okay, returning to the town, we need to do something. So Manticore Lair before the end of the week, Castle before the end of the week. I think we just buy something pretty cheap. So Braided Warren's fairly cheap. Chapel of Stilled Voices, that's worth having. Need to remember to buy those Minotaurs before the end of the week as well. Oh wow. I thought it would take ages to find an opponent, but Neela's right there. She's out of reach. She's a good hero too. I think we can beat her. But she's not their best. Blue has Catherine somehow. Okay. I think we go Kaya first. And we're gonna see what we can find if we push through. Okay, Heart of the Magi. I really do want to go for that. I guess we could risk letting Neela come closer and continue exploring in the meantime. I don't want her grabbing stuff like this, but there might not be much we can do. I'm gonna have to go over this. Basic scouting. I'm gonna give it to Gunnar. I think it's a useful thing to have. And I'll let Kaya pick this stuff up. We're gonna go for the Chaos Hydras because it should be very doable. How much does our Magic Arrow do? 143 points of damage, yeah, that works pretty well. This stuff's not too important, but perhaps we also go to the university. Okay, so in this town we'll go Town Hall, and oh, I forgot about Darkstorm. Okay, so what's the most useful thing this guy can do? I think he comes down and helps out. Let's see, can Darkstorm go further? Doesn't really matter that much regardless. I'm going to actually send Darkstorm for this. Don't want to lose Jedi if he gets attacked. Okay, so Dima, there's the Warren there, which is obviously not necessarily that helpful, but it will accumulate units over time. Dilutes the Portal of Summoning, but I honestly don't mind that much. Oh, red too. Really didn't expect to find our opponents this soon. Kinda want to see what he has, but Gunnar has very limited ability to run away. So... Alright, let's go to Kaya first. Firewall. 2,000 gold. A way to break through to the west where we find snow terrain. This guy should be taking more fights. I wonder if... well, no, we're not strong enough for that. What fights can he do? So there's several E3 we probably could do, but it's not clear why that's worth going for. Yeah, I'd want a few more spell points back before I go for that. We could also go back for more units. So we won't be taking Halon. What we can do though is we can go for the castle, and before we forget, let's make sure we get these before the end of the week. Then we can continue to build this as an economic town, so let's go marketplace. Jaegar's still going to go for this. Okay, 3 Chaos Hydras in total. So we can throw ourselves into this attack. The Trogs unfortunately can't quite reach. Ah, these also can't reach. Okay, that placement really sucks. So if we throw ourselves into this, we will obviously be attacked and take some damage, but we'll be able to probably overwhelm them, so I think we still go for this. Chance of a kill on these, chance of a kill on these as well. Good odds on this, so we do get it. Gonna use these as bait, although I suspect it won't work. And... well, they do get the first move next round. Okay, well these protect the beholders. Can't really stop them going for the multi-attack. Actually, there's no chance of a kill, so... maybe we don't do it. Yeah, at best, we fall 1 hit point short. I'm gonna move up. So we could haste this stack and walk it away. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's fine. So 11 hit points left on this stack, and actually both of these are in our favour. So 139, this goes down to the magic arrow, and then we kill this. Okay, so those losses are okay. We probably want to be ready to defend now. We are strong enough. Okay, Jedi, you grab this. Grab all of this. Ring of Oblivion. I assume she doesn't have Resurrection, so it probably doesn't help us that much. I was hoping we'd have more time to explore before we encountered two different players. These are now slowing us down maybe too much. It doesn't make too much difference. A one stack is useful. Okay, so Jedi is... maybe he goes east and Darkstorm goes west. Okay, so they know we're there and they're chasing us down. It's such a shame because I don't think Gunnar can get away. He has the Earthquake Scroll. Yeah, we can't catch up. Okay, let's scout first. So, even more magic elemental guards. Perhaps it's not the best map for a spellcaster. 13 spell points is not enough to go for Meteor Shower. We can go for one Lightning Bolt. Don't know if that's enough. I would rather go back. We're going to take a lot of losses in that fight. So it's day 7. We want the Manticore Lair for sure. So we've got maximized growth going into next week, and I think Jaegar, since he can't reach, we should probably just strengthen. Okay, don't learn too much from that. So Wolf Pen, no, I can't see that being worth it. Darkstorm can pick that stuff up, so yeah, let's go south. Jaegar will take the attack. And there's probably more stuff to the east worth going for, but we are going to... Ooh, I'm kind of curious about the sign. But we do have to take pink on. So one slight dilemma here is we do want to get some extra units. We do have a lot more strength reserved in our town, and it's going to take a really long time to set up a hero chain if we wanted to do that. But I think Jaegar is reaching the point where he will be overpowered, as in where he will be beaten by the powerful opponents rather than he will himself be overpowered. He will be overwhelmed, that's the word I'm looking for. I think we're reaching the point where Jaegar will be overwhelmed. Not against Neela, but maybe against what Red has. And even if we beat those two, we'll be weakened. So, beginning to think we focus less on gathering resources. I'm going to have to try and save Gunnar. He's only got really slow units on him, so I'm not sure it'll work. Yeah, we need more than one good hero. I think maybe we strengthen Dima, and as interesting as some of this stuff is, maybe the best thing we can do with him is actually... I do want to see what this is, but maybe the best thing we can do with him is actually to go all the way down to here and to take on the Ogre Magi. So, yeah, going to go back to the town, going to strengthen him, and we'll use him as our main briefly while Jaegar is clearing this zone and fighting fires. Okay, so back in this town, we'll go for the blacksmith, and you will scout to the east. We'll end the turn there. No movement from red, pink can't reach us, and pink breaks through over there. And is a big threat to us, and that's Erdemon, who is... He is their best. He's a bad spellcaster. Okay, I'm still gonna scout. Okay, Magic Spring is interesting. Ah, we can actually grab the treasure chest going this way. Yeah, annoyingly, we're probably gonna have to come back and deal with this. So moving over rough terrain sucks. Darkstorm needs to run away. I'm still gonna see what this is though, so Cure. This is a dead end, but I'm just gonna go with it because, yeah, he can flee if he needs to. We'll take as many loose resources as we can, while we still can. So it is day 1, so we could actually just pick up different heroes. So we got Lorelei, and Alamar too. So we definitely do want Alamar. Can't actually afford him that easily. So other sources of gold, I guess what we do is we make use of Dima by going to the east. We grab this gold. We'll go to the Black Tower. Jaegar backtracking, not totally sure how I feel about that. I do want to open up the university, I do want to go to the Hut of the Magi. Those several Naga Queens are pretty tough. Yeah, he's actually stronger than us. None of these dwellings are going to help us that much. Behemoth Crag is also a long way off. Okay, Gunnar is probably going to be killed. But we will nonetheless find out as much as we can. So if we do go back, do we just get defeated? I think based on this map design, it's very unlikely he has Shackles of War. Still going to spread these out. Yeah, I think it's unlikely he has Shackles of War, so we might be able to do it. If we try to get something out of this town, I don't think there's much that makes a difference. Ballista Yard for Ballista, obviously. Mage Guild level 1. We either go Mage Guild level 1. If we do go Mage Guild level 1, it stops us being able to do as much in this town. I think we actually still get the Minotaurs this week, so that's cool. Got a bit of a power stack of those if we want one, but we have to get the units to Jaegar somehow. And this is why logistics specialists are potentially really useful. I'm going to move this way because I definitely do want to go to the university. I want to try and get pathfinding. Then I think we go Mage Guild regardless of anything else. Let's see what we get. So nothing special, to be honest. Then back in this town we can pick up Alagar if we want to, but he's not going to have too many units on the first turn. Yeah, I don't think that achieves too much. Just upgrade the Warren, so we're not idle. So Pink's still chasing us, actually opens that up for us. Now, do I actually want to proactively challenge him? I don't necessarily mind losing so that we can rebuy Jaegar and give him some better units. Those stone golems are a problem for our spellcasting. The genies also scare me. 50 to 99. Gargoyles didn't even look at that. He really does have quite a lot. We probably want to be in the town. Okay, water wheel there, I'm actually kind of tempted by. Still gonna grab as many resources as possible before the enemies hoover them all up. Okay, they want to join me, that's great. That's going to help in the next fight. can't see the Dragon Cave in the Fog of War, so I remain cautiously optimistic. Yeah, it seems there is no Dragon Cave in this zone. We could take the Medusas. I don't think we do. They will stay there till we're ready. Okay, green dragons. Should be a winnable brawl. It's our native terrain too. Yeah, so we're faster. Yep. Actually faster regardless. That helps. We can just sack the mechanics though, just to be absolutely safe. Although we should be safe regardless, so yeah, we defend. Then we win. Okay, 2,000 gold, we'll take it. Start coming back. So we're getting to the point where we could afford the capital. I'm starting to think that does make sense as a play. Because Jaegar's not strong enough to take a capital until he gets more units from an opponent. I would like to have the sulfur, but I don't think that's going to work out. Okay, Gunnar lives for now, and he obviously can't go west. Do we just scout this way? I think we do. Obviously, Red will kill us, and we can see him too. So I'm going to try and get away. I don't think it'll work. Just a campfire here. 2 vineyards. Gold from this, and a little bit of gold to the south we could probably get away with snatching. And then we do have enough for the capital, and I do think it's worth doing. We've already maximized unit production. Alamar is here till the end of the week, and yeah, lack of gold is obviously holding us back. We don't have another way of getting a capital. That makes sense. So in this town, City Hall is also affordable. Could have gone for that, but it's obviously at risk. Maybe the fort makes more sense in the short term. We could grab the sulfur and let him come to us. This is a rare case where perhaps we do want more than 50 spell points. The one thing we have over him is he has really bad spellcasting. But I don't know if our units survive for long enough. Our magic arrow is really good. So we could take down a Naga Queen each turn, but that's still not that much. I'm gonna do it. He wants to come get revenge, that's fine. I want that sulfur. So in this town, if we do some trading, we could go for something like Ballista Yard. Freelancers Guild is maybe interesting. Maybe we get the money back by getting rid of this stuff, but it's fine. So Darkstone obviously wants to hide as much as possible. We're going to end the turn there. As Red does chase us down, it's Sidar, let's see what he has. Oh, we can flee using tactics. Oh, this could overwrite Alamar, but it shouldn't because he's in the second slot. So 4 Master Genies, 1 Firebird. He's good, but he doesn't scare me that much. Please don't overwrite Alamar. Don't think he will. Pink goes back. Okay, good. So we've got Gunnar and Alamar available. Maybe we pick up Gunnar and we rush with units, but don't have any easy sources of gold now. We'll go for this one. So yeah, I do want the extra units. What else can I really achieve here? I can go back across to this. I think I need... How could Alamar power himself up? Because we need Advanced Scholar. So there are some fights with Pegasi around. He can obviously borrow some units, but it maybe makes more sense to power him up around here. So there's Pegasi just there. 1,000 experience there. Fight with the E-Fleet's probably also doable. I do want to get the City Hall in this town because it does appear to be safe for now, but I think we go Alamar. So fights we can definitely do. We need to bring Dima and Alamar together. Let's see what's in her. Okay, so Armourer I probably would go for. I'd also go for Scholar and Jedi, although it's potentially unnecessary. Do we come this way just for Armourer? The other thing we can do is we can go towards the demons. I do want our main hero to be as good as possible. This is going over bad terrain, but I feel like our other heroes have enough to do. Yep, I'm gonna pay for Armourer. I think we still maybe go for a dragon. Yeah, just gonna have to trade. Okay, this should be enough to take all the obvious fights. So another red hero appears, pink is coming back, but not directly towards us. Potential threat to Kaya. Kaya can go across, but we get stopped by the Pegasi. It probably makes more sense just to keep Kaya safe. Then Jedi is going to see where this goes. It probably just goes into Pink's lands, which is a big risk, but we have 2 resurrection specialists now, and he's maybe the less valuable one. Ring of Oblivion. Don't care that much if we end up losing that. I do want to go for the demons. I also... It's risky because if we move up here, we're failing to take advantage of the barbarian units, the stronghold units, which would allow us to move further. But let's see. So yeah, you can see Darkstorm. He can go further because he has that lack of terrain penalty. It was pathfinding I was hoping for. Maybe armor is the wrong choice, so I think I want air magic, pathfinding, logistics. And then we have no offense, but that's okay. It's possible that he opens this up for us. So it kind of depends what else Jaegar could do. It's really helpful. So there's gold to the southwest, a level 4 spell. That feels more important. If he comes back towards our town, then we backtrack. It's fine. Yeah, because right now Jaegar's busy doing other things. We have bigger fish to fry, so Dima, he can get his spell points back and he's maybe the better choice for this, but we do want to give Alamar some experience. Pass Resurrection around. See if we can do better. Okay, so next to move is the stack at the top right. So let's bolt those. Next one to move is the bottom right. Don't really want to risk losing a Minotaur, but... Okay, so luck helps us out. Those units get frozen, unfortunately. These should... Do we go for this? So stack of 6 is next to move. That's probably okay. Or we could take a loss, actually. Does the bad luck stop them before? We need to move out the way of these. Okay, they go for those instead, that's perfect, and the way is opened for these to reach the stack of 8, which gets bad luck in response, and we take 1 bad hit from those. We'll go for this. So 2 to 3 kills. I think we zap them. 2 to 3 kills on these as well. Thing is, if we kill these, we can then be reached by both of these 2 stacks, so it's more important we kill these. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Ah, wow. I do want Earth Magic. I'm just gonna have to hope it comes back. Okay, so we're not strong enough for the Rust Dragons. So yeah, Advanced Scholar, it's Expert Scholar we need. Yeah, Earth Magic would have slowed us down too much. Alright, so Dima, get your spell points back. Alamar. This is a bit of backtracking which doesn't necessarily help us too much, but it's gonna do it. Don't really mind sacrificing this stack. Well, we can't get away regardless, so just gonna go for this. Okay, they start focusing on other things, that's fine. Okay, so if we go for this, could we end up losing a dragon? So let's have a look. So previously 34 damage was returned against us. Our very first hit is... we took 65 damage in response. That would have been when they were far stronger. It's still a little bit risky. I think we have to wait, unfortunately. I'm just not willing to risk losing a dragon. We don't mind losing the mechanics. Yeah, so this guarantees no further losses. Okay, not what we wanted. It's fine, we'll continue trying. I think it's a really good thing we didn't take Earth Magic. So, other ways to level up, so there's several Ifrit over there. We probably want to go back to the town. Unless we recruit Gunnar. and have him bring some units, which would work. So yeah, 2 extra dragons. Make sure we definitely pick these up before the end of the week, and that's all our gold gone. Okay, no terrain penalty on subterranean, so it doesn't matter if we use factory units. Okay, so Alamar's next fight, I think the Ifrit. Still don't think we're strong enough to go for the Nagas. I'm curious about what's to the southeast here, but it's not so important. Maybe Dima takes some units. So 20 spell points is maybe not enough to break through this. Okay, not sure this is enough for the Wolf Riders, but you would hope if we can get off I guess we got 2 lightning bolts. We don't have to use meteor shower, we don't have to hope for good positioning. Okay, Gunnar goes down to that. Darkstorm. Obviously don't go that way. Go towards this instead. Then back to this town. Unfortunately can't really invest in developing that. I think it's more important we strengthen over here. Gunnar can go back for more units if he so chooses. I think we keep him around. Got to check what that hero had, but they go back, so it's fine. Pink does open that up, okay. And is coming back this way with Neela. Probably chasing down Jedi. Jedi obviously just continues to run. I do want to explore this. Got some slow units and some bad terrain, but never mind. Okay, Gunnar goes west. Okay, so one thing we know we want to do is we want to take Dima in this direction. Okay, no Dragon Cave confirmed, that's great. Unless there's something I'm missing. I don't think I'm that unobservant. Not far off, but not quite. Okay, so if Jaegar goes straight south, I'm really not afraid of Neela, and I think we do want to open this stuff up. We are kind of exposing ourselves to be attacked by Erdemon in Crag, but Crag is not that important. So I don't think we should need to take many losses. 4 kills. Okay, no escape from those, so 6 to 9 kills if we go straight in for this, let's do it. And we can safely attack this stack. Do we shield first? So the stack of 10 is going to move twice unless we haste. Okay, now we get to decide what to do, so stack of 10, if we just move away from those, we're fine. Perfect. Pandora's box. The inscription is illegible, okay. So what's the point of that? Is there a story to this map? There must be a little bit of a story. There's the stuff about the Necromancer that we defeated, then turned on each other. So I'm going to wait till he goes further away, then I'm going to go check this out. I think Kaya maybe starts coming back. Because yeah, at some point we want to shuttle some units across. Okay, we can reach this, that's perfect. I think Darkstorm possibly just follows. Okay, so Alamar can go to this. The fight we want to take is against these. I don't think we bother with the Malito Tower. Don't think we need our units back. I think I'm going to risk going for this. I do want the income. And Mage Guild level 3 is available to us. Upgraded Dragon Cave does require Mage Guild level 3, so I guess that's a simple choice. So Force Field, Air Shield, Hypnotize. Okay, nothing special, but level 3 does tend to be pretty inconsequential. So Pink is moving further away. What was that? Oh, he went to the Veil of Darkness. That's rather annoying. Now we don't know where he is. I could pick up another hero just to go and probe around. Mafala's good. Doesn't really come with units though. But yeah, I probably have to open all this stuff back up. Oh, that's so annoying. I think maybe it does make sense to pick her up. Okay, we're going to go for this first, so lots of Wolf Riders. I don't know if this is really worth the detour, but let's do it. Expected to win regardless of spellcasting. We can go for one Meteor Shower. I wonder if we could try and get 3 of them bunched up. Okay, that doesn't help. Yeah, maybe this doesn't work. So we can go for Magic Arrow 5 times, which actually is better. One to 7 kills, let's just do it. Okay, fine. Then go for these next. Okay, that's all good. Expert Wisdom, yes, and we grab this. 1,000 gold. We could probably stay here. This hero is not that important. Yeah, we'll take that next turn. Or 2 turns time. Is that worth it? 1,000 gold. Okay, Darkstorm, you go for this. Clover of Fortune. So we saw that Clover of Fortune there that was really heavily guarded, and then we just get one regardless. I would have preferred gold. Pack of Diamond Golems. I think we probably do want to do that with Jaegar. You step aside. So just double checking, we do have Expert Wisdom. This is a level 4 spell. It's almost certainly not going to be Town Portal. I do believe Town Portal is very much restricted. Okay, those losses look fine. So I'm still tempted to go for something like this, even though they ignore almost all of it. Nah, that doesn't make sense. So 5 speed, we are also 5 speed. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sacrifice this stack. Then shield these. You know what, we have Mysticism specialty, it's fine. We can spend whatever we like. Meteor Shower, amazing. Oh, that's so good for Jaegar. We could go back and get it with True Scholar, but it's really good that we don't have to faff around with that and we can carry on pushing. The only problem, I guess, is the magic elementals, but it's fine. I think maybe we do go Mephala because I'm a little bit worried about this, although if we lose it, it's not that bad. I kind of want these. I didn't really think about going for the red tower, but we could. We definitely could. Alright, Darkstorm. We're gonna risk it with you. Okay, whatever. Okay, you move out of Jaegar's way. Jaegar is able to push through this if he likes. If it's several, it's probably okay. We do have the Speculum, so I'm hoping no, we still didn't get to see it. Okay. Okay, Jedi is doing a good job of wasting Neela's time. If we could pick up an Archangel from here, still not going to be enough. I guess we'll see what this one is though. Crusaders, so slight improvement on last time, but still no. Do we want to do any trading? So day 6, the Mage Guild has been bought. We can afford to go for upgraded Dragon Cave at some point. The only thing I guess is that if we do get Expert Earth Magic on this guy, Resurrection does work on red dragons but not on black dragons. So we don't necessarily need to rush into that. Okay, so fight with the Ifrit, we probably want these, I guess, at the top. It's fine. Let's go for this. No losses expected, wow. Now, do we go for the experience? I might have done if it was 1,500, but no. 500 is an insult. So Hideous Mask is, yeah, it's just -1 morale, so very heavily guarded artifacts. For questionable reasons. Okay, I think Kaya starts moving back, and we could just do a big long hero chain pretty soon, and that might be a reason to actually get Mephala. The only thing is, Jaegar with 11 spell power, plus Earth Magic, plus Sorcery, plus Meteor Shower. Other than Magic Elementals, he's a really good mage. So is there anything else Kaya can do in this zone? At some point, if Jaegar comes back, he needs to be level 10 in order to access the Library of Enlightenment. So many different paths you can take. This is something I do want to break, and I could easily do so. So maybe that's better, because yeah, at some point, someone's going to get on the sea, and they're going to claim everything, and also they could also land near to this town, if we're really unlucky. So not only does getting on the sea as soon as possible give us access to all of this, it also gives us useful intel. So yeah, I actually think I still really want that experience on Alamar. How close is he? Not far off. We could still go for stuff like this. More Pegasi would make more sense, so yeah, we can move towards those. 6 Minotaurs available over there. Okay, I think Gunnar. Gunnar claims this at last, and then we go west to this, where we can pick up some more Minotaurs. And we're actually pretty close to being able to do a hero chain already. I will go for Mephala. She starts off with a Centaur, so that's a few more movement points. I don't really care that much if we lose her, but she's a pretty good hero, maybe not as a backup. We'll make sure we can actually see. So Gunnar can make it to here. Mana Vortex here will be good at some point, but still not really a priority. We need a reliable source of sulfur, so I think saving up for resource silo, or even going for it now, is maybe our best next play. Yeah, probably should have actually gone for that sooner. That's really useful. And with the amount of gold we have coming in, it's definitely an option to build a fort here if we can scare off the threats. So red does not return, pink is probably winding round. I think with the help of Meteor Shower this does seem more doable now. Okay, so Darkstorm can take the units and take this fight, although we'll probably take some losses. I think Jaegar does this for the experience, if nothing else. They want to join us, okay. We'll take that. And that gives us more of an incentive to try and push through here, which also saves Jedi. It's a fairly tough guard though. I do really want to scare this guy off. I'm pretty sure I can beat him now with Meteor Shower with the Pegasi. Seems doable. Maybe we could also pick these up. Let's see what Jedi discovers. Monks. Bit of interesting terrain, including a garrison that's free to claim. Okay, gonna take all the Minotaurs. Going to move down. We will take the units off Alamar. And then I'm going to take the risk. It's pretty much 50-50. I'm going to take the risk this gives us Scholar. If it doesn't work out, that's okay. We don't need it that urgently. Okay, so Mafala can get pretty far. I think we can escape Erdemon. Very important we do. Yeah, we should be fine. So yeah, as much as I think we can continue pushing, if we get those units, we're immediately massively stronger. And then we can really take on probably even red. Okay, we'll take the water wheel next turn. It is the end of the week. There's not really anything we can do with that. Don't yet have the fort in this town. In this town we can go for something cheap. Upgraded Labyrinth would be nice. We've already recruited the additional units from the Portal of Summoning. The Mana Vortex is useful, although maybe not yet. Final option is to recruit Labitha as the final hero, which there's no reason to do so whatsoever. Ooh, Battle Scholar Academy. I don't think that's going to give us enough, but I think it's worth a go. Okay, we still escape for now, so Neela clearly is a little bit lacking in movement points. Erdemon moving towards the shipyard, that has me slightly concerned. But we can't reach this. We could reach it next turn. This is... I guess we could fight him off. Wait. I assume there's a way out of there with the shipyard. That's really terrible trolling if not. We can see a lot of rocks though. But I guess you push out to the northwest. Surely the map creator wouldn't do that. That seems unbelievably harsh. Okay, so we go to this. We go back to Dima. Dima goes for this and then for this. and we'll figure out what to do with him later. In the town we have got extra Medusas, that's okay. Available heroes, Warlock, who comes with a ballista, that's pretty tempting. Additional units too that are pretty useful to us. Can't quite get back in. I do probably want to check this out too. So we've already been this way, maybe we go south here, but yeah, I really want to... Thing is, at this point Erdemon doesn't really scare me that much, and I wonder if we could just deal with him with someone else. Because this is slowing us down, slowing down our expansion. So also to the west we have the Hut of the Magi. I don't know if we just let this guy do his thing. But actually the shipyard, I do want to address that. Okay, take all the units. So this is +1 and this is +2, so simple choice. Bring these together. Yep, so Jaegar's looking pretty good. We can also give him the ballista, but possibly not this turn, unless we put Kaya away. It's fine, we can do it next turn. I'm not actually sure what to do with Kaya. I guess we'll go down here for now. We'll see what's in here. So yeah, I feel like we can beat anything. Anything a red tower can throw at us. Okay, so Darkstorm, he can also pick up war machines from this, which is maybe even better. Then Mafala can chain them up. But the most useful war machines, I guess first aid tent's still useful. But we don't really need to strengthen Jaegar that badly, he's already pretty good. So just checking in on this, he is recovering 22 spell points per turn. So we're still getting use out of him for now. Mage Guild level 4, no, we're going to save up, so upgraded Dragon Cave's not too far off. I think we do want a fort in this town, especially if we do come in this direction, which we already kind of are. So yeah, let's go fort. Recruit these before the end of the week, because it's always useful to do so, and Mana Vortex perhaps, if someone comes back here. Upgraded Pillar of Eyes, not too expensive. So the problem with Mage Guild level 4 is it really slows down our progression towards upgraded Dragon Cave, if we care about that. Manticore Lair also costs sulfur. Upgraded Labyrinths just costs gems. So let's just get that in. Okay, we're going to nab this, and I do want to try and steal some resources. I'm sure we won't be able to doing stuff like this. Let's go to this first. Okay, so there's Serena. I think maybe Jedi's road has run out at last. Yeah, that's not going to make any difference. Yeah, all tower units too, so no terrain penalty for Serena to worry about. Okay, well, we got to see what that's all about. That obviously leads to Pink's town. So maybe that's where we go next. I do really want someone to check out the Hut of the Magi, but it's a bit of a detour. We do want the stronghold units to avoid the terrain penalty. So probably would have been better off going north. We can still head in that direction though. It's just going to take a bit longer. Okay, so option of trading resources if we want to. I think we just go to this for now. If we bait them back in to attack us, that's fine. Kind of curious to see if we have to pay for this Tree of Knowledge. I will retreat, but first I'll see what Serena has. So 4 more Naga Queens. Ring of Oblivion, okay. That's worth bearing in mind. Okay, so is Erdemon reachable? I think he is reachable next turn. He's also probably, yeah, he's reachable for Gunnar, but Gunnar is... still doesn't have a spellbook. So Jaegar could wait on the watering hole, but I don't know if that really makes sense. Well, so for one thing, he's pretty trapped there. And there's still some scouting to be done. So does Darkstone pick up the... Yeah, we'll go for a first aid tent. We'll go for everything. And at some point we will catch up. Okay, I hate to turn down logistics, but it's really not the important thing for this guy. Unlucky to not get the 50-50, and I imagine this won't be enough either. Oh, it actually will, so Battle Scholar Academy should get us what we need. And then we can start passing Resurrection around. And then we'll probably build Mage Guild level 4 and end up getting it in there, but never mind. So... something like this is probably fine to go for. I'm not really in a rush to upgrade that town though. Goblin Barracks is super cheap, let's just get going with that. Okay, so one thing we could do is we could put Jaegar on the sea and we can go out of our way for things like the pyramid. It's a bit of an unconventional approach because I would kind of like to chase down the opponents. But potentially not a bad move. Okay, should be able to reach him next turn. And I think we do still want a second good hero. A hero who can actually get things done. Because yeah, we don't want to waste too much time backtracking. This is only worth it because of the shipyard. Maybe we want our heroes close to get on these ships. So we've got 37 wood we can spend. Don't think there's too much more wood lying around. Let's see what's to the west, or at least re-reveal this land. I think this way is slower. But only one way to find out. Okay, fine. So Gunnar, I guess, he's kind of agnostic in terms of what town he specializes in. We could strengthen him a bit, start using him properly. He, of course, needs a spellbook, which requires the Mage Guild, but we do already have that. So yeah, maybe we're going to start... We do need to build up more than one good hero, so I'm going to start using this guy a bit more. So let's take the spellbook. And let's go south. And I guess we just take the Scholar, because I'm not sure it's worth coming back here with Jaegar. +1 knowledge, okay. Yep, Jaegar doesn't really need knowledge. Back to this town, I am just going to go for Pillar of Eyes. Just want to get this fully upgraded. So pink is just kind of looping around. We could take pink on. Ah, that's so annoying. Well, we have to open this up, or it's a bit of a wasted journey. We'll get him eventually. Bit of a waste to send the logistics hero onto the sea, but it's okay. So Alamar can pick up some additional units. The most important thing, of course, is we will level up our Scholar. And now we can pass that around. We can also pick up a couple of extra dragons and start bringing these units south. We'd have to go for normal Minotaurs potentially, because upgrading our existing stack doesn't look particularly possible. We could actually make this worth it by actually prioritizing the hero chain. We need to get Alamar down to us, actually, and we can get Resurrection too, so that makes it a bit more worthwhile. If we went as far as to send Jaegar all the way back, we do have some useful spells here, particularly Lightning Bolt and Blind, but I think because we have Meteor Shower we can deprioritize that. I don't want to spend that many turns. Okay, so Alamar start coming south. Part of the Magi will show us places near and far. Dima doesn't want to get too close. We could try fighting Erdemon with someone else, so Dima is pretty good. We give him some good units. Yeah, I don't think there's much we can achieve with Darkstorm, but I guess we can go into Pink's lands. He can chase me down if he likes, that's fine. So we actually maybe want to save some wood. So if we wanted to go for the Behemoth Crag by the end of the week, Wolf Pen is required. I don't know how much I care to do that, but let's at least move in that direction. And yeah, we have 30 wood we can spend on ships. So back in this town, Mana Vortex, let's just get that at last. So red may be coming back, pink is just kind of moving around our zone. Still out of reach, I'm sure. Yeah, it's so annoying we can't get to the watering place. But he's pretty trapped now. Yeah, shame about the terrain penalty. I think that's going to stop us getting on the ship this turn. So, anyway, the good news is we can at least confirm that we're able to get out through the northwest. And I think Kaya should do it just because someone has to do it. Okay. So everyone else gets a level 7 dwelling except us, unless I've missed it. We've explored everywhere in this weird zone. Maybe they've done that on purpose because of the Portal of Summoning. But then they should have given us something else to make up for it. Churchyard up there I didn't really think about going for. Okay, so 5,000 we can spend. Can't get as far as the rally flag. Not worth recruiting an extra hero. Although Jedi is back. He's got the Ring of Oblivion too, which is obviously kind of goes against... Yeah, we don't need Jedi back, really. The Ring of Oblivion goes against our Resurrection approach. So one potential problem is most of our units are not upgraded. We could try funneling them back and forth to get them upgraded. Gonna go down to here. Is there any chance we could take these on? Thing is, Plate of Dying Light, it's good, but it's not that good. Yeah, I don't think we should take that fight. Okay, so prioritize units that we've not yet recruited any of. So I guess maybe upgraded Manticore Lair, but that's coming in a bit late. Won't be able to get too many of those. Maybe it's time we go for some Medusas. They are pretty cost efficient. And do we have anyone close enough by to go to this? That's not going to work out. This is dangerous, but I think it's maybe okay. Not sure, I think he maybe does get chased down. Okay, so let's find out a bit more about the map. So that's the starting zone, we already know about that. An unclaimed conflux town. Crystal dragon dwelling. Okay. Seems like a pretty random set of things to show us. Okay, so do we do some trading? Bearing in mind we can't go to the trading post, no, I think we just accept what we have. So 2 extra dragons and a set of Medusa Queens. I guess we do need it to be Alamar though, for the resurrection. So perhaps what we actually do is we just pass him by. Yeah, I'm going to pass him by. I'm going to use Dima to pick up some more units, and I'm going to make sure that Alamar is the one who reaches Jaegar. So we can still trade to maybe go Cliff Nest. It's not too expensive to do so, but also there's no rush. Okay. Okay, it's Serena again. Okay, so she's now up to 6 giants. We could maybe hold out one more round. Got this guy has all the war machines. I think we keep them if we flee. Okay, so at last we can reach Erdemon, and we'll make it worth our while by going to the Red Tower. So victory is expected. Yeah, we definitely want to wipe out those 6 Naga Queens before they can combine. Expert tactics. But we get to move first, and we can actually attack through these into the Magi. So we've got Expert Shield. We've got Expert Meteor Shower, which I guess that makes more sense. Yeah, and these can't reach us without haste. I didn't really think about the Master Gremlins, but looks like the Beholders do get to move first. Yep, so these wait. These wait as well. These wait as well. Goes for the shield. So he actually has mass shield. So spellcasting is weak but perfectly formed. This waits. Okay, now do we go for this, or do we just weaken this stack? I think we need to weaken these. So if these go in, they'll be attacked by 3 genies, that's fine. Okay, so Mass Shield or Meteor Shower can do 385 points of damage, which is pretty good against these. Mass Shield will not affect the red dragons. I just want to weaken these. Keep our dragons safe. Okay, so the wyverns do get to move before the stone gargoyles. Gonna go for this. Okay. Quite acceptable losses. We will take advanced sorcery and we will go for this as we are. So those losses look okay. I do want to try and save the Minotaurs as this positioning is... it's potentially okay. So we get 8 to 10 kills. Should have done that the other way around, but never mind. Okay, so you go for this. Minotaurs are a little bit exposed. I think we just have to protect those. Don't mind losing wyverns. But this stack moves first, they can't reach us. So we wait. Okay, so we get 2 Firebirds. They are 15 speed, which is great for initiative going forwards. Okay, so that was a few fairly wasteful turns, but hopefully worth it. We've got our 2 towns still continuing to build up. Let's go for the... we should go for the cliff nest at some point. It's not necessarily important just yet. I'm going to go into the ship. And I would like more heroes in the ships too. So who else is close? So we did lose Darkstorm, we can pick him back up. We got to deal with Serena. We got Alamar coming through with more dragons. We got the option of picking up Jedi instead and maybe funneling some units back. It's probably easier now than later. So Darkstorm also, who has the... probably has the superior artifacts. Yeah, I don't really mind about Ring of Oblivion. So we can go for 4 of these, which is not great. I think we just finish off the Medusa Queens. And I'm going to take 1 basic Minotaur since we've not yet been able to upgrade those. Okay, so Gunnar is also a logistics specialist, so probably not the right choice to go for this. I'm going to try and get Mephala to the ships. So Gunnar could be attacked. What else can Gunnar do? So he can take some extra units if he wants to. Maybe it does make sense for him to go to the ships, because yeah, he's not strong enough to do anything else. We can always land him, and we can still make use of his specialty. Trading at the trading post may be an option, but not really. Okay, so Cliff Nest into Behemoth Crag, still an option if we find some gold. Which we could go through the fairy dragons. They have magic mirror though. Yeah, Alamar can't get close enough just yet. So the red dragons are immune to most of what the fairy dragons can do, but not chain lightning, not meteor shower. So they're still really scary. Okay, so red moving back towards us, we'll see what they have. Oh, and we've got teal 2, no that's fine, that's one of the HotA Magi places. So pink does not manage to travel too far, but is getting closer to our town. We can end the turn on this. I think that's probably what we have to do. Yeah. So move up to this. Call it a day there. Kaya does not have navigation. I would like to have navigation. This is just morale. Yeah. Fountain of Youth. That is a bit more movement. And we can maybe land. Is it worth it? A pack of phoenixes guarding a dragon utopia. Okay, so this is more of a late game thing so far. Or a mid game thing, I guess. Okay, you take all of this. Okay, so Alamar can go to the trading post. That's maybe the best thing for him to do. So what resources do we want? If we want to go for the Behemoth Crag, we need... Again, it's not too important because we don't have the castle, but we do, however, have an external Behemoth Crag in reach at some point. So we already have the crystals, we already have the wood and the ore. So we just need 10,000 gold. So yeah, I think we just want to do a lot of trading for gold. We can do it next turn. Okay, Gunnar goes into the ships as well. Just going to double check. No navigation specialist available, or anyone with that skill. So Jedi can come back in this town if he wants to, there's no real need to do so. Dima, I think, starts moving back to potentially pick up more units. I'm going to go for this. I'm not sure it makes much difference to the AI, but let's try it. Okay, so we're going to do this for the speed, and upgraded manticore lair would be an option, but no, I think we're still in the... Especially on a map this big, we're still kind of in the early game phase, so I think building up our towns is still the priority. I'll see what red has later. He clearly has very few movement points. Pink is actually going back. Okay, so yeah, I think Jaegar wants to go towards pink and wants to go aggressive. Ideally through going through Serena, but the problem is that wastes a lot of movement points. So Behemoth Crag is in fact affordable without trading. But we could still trade for the sake of upgraded manticore lair and then recruit some of the actual manticores, but I'm not sure it's that important. I knew that would stop me reaching. Had that feeling. Okay, Mafala move towards the ships. And I'll go north instead. Bless. Okay, we don't have that. I don't think we need Mercury that much. We have semi-reliable access to that. Okay, so we'll keep 5 in reserve. Just check what we need. I am going to go for this. Otherwise, do we get rid of our gems? I think we probably don't. Okay, so we pass across Resurrection, Air Shield, Force Field. Oh, of course, this guy will give blind anyway. So Jaegar must already have it. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to take... Maybe we take some slow units back, although I don't think it makes sense. So Armor of Wonder is obviously better than the Ribcage. It's part of the Armor of the Damned, so I guess that's why it's so guarded. Don't need Earthquake Scroll. Probably don't need Ribcage. Do want the Medusa Queens. Do want the Lone Minotaur. And then, yeah, we're not going to take unupgraded Harpies and Troglodytes. We'll find another time to pick those up. We go to this, and... yeah, Jaegar... It is annoyingly difficult to reach, and I don't care about Firewall. Do want to go a different way. I don't want Pink being able to take our stuff, but... we could at least exchange by taking his town. Our temple would be good, but yeah, not too important. I think we want to go south. So have we been in here? Have we got these spells? These spells are not really worth prioritizing. Not going to take the units either. Okay, go full south. Darkstorm is going to, yeah, remain here for the turn. Dima goes on standby, and, well, one thing we can do is we can pick up Jedi. I'm gonna do it. I think he's a decent option. Yeah, so we can potentially change some more units if we want to. If we don't, we still have Jedi in reserve. Mysticism on Jedi. I don't mind it. Okay, let's just grab this, and I guess maybe Jedi goes for the churchyard. So I fear that Pink will start moving back towards us as soon as we move out. Yeah, he's just kind of lurking. Menacingly. Okay, so over to the ships first. 1,500 gold. Ivory Tower. Okay, so we can't quite reach the island, but we'll see what it is soon. Yeah, it's a shame we're on the water with our 2 logistics specialists. We do have the option of landing somewhere. So Heart of the Magi actually revealed this to us, which is not too far from us. But none of this stuff is high stakes. Sulphurous Lair. Rust Dragons. Yeah, so I guess if I had known the map, I could have just avoided going for external dwellings and waited till we got access to those, but to be honest, we can't afford the units as we currently are, and having the external dwellings is still kind of useful to us. I obviously don't want the halflings. Thought that Pink would take that back by now. Okay, so we can afford 7 of these. I was hoping for more. Jaegar's already opened this up. I do want the Tree of Knowledge. If we went to take on red instead, we could go by the Behemoth Crag as we go. So red actually has the most towns, and Xidar is perhaps the best hero. So Jaegar looks extremely similar to Gion. Gion has somehow become Orange's best hero, although we are the only dungeon town on the map. Purple's looking pretty good. But yeah, there's an argument for moving aggressively towards red, but red is causing us fewer problems. I think we want to take out Neela. It's day 1 as well, so we could grab this fairly early into the week. Just gonna have to risk losing this town. It's gonna be a few turns at least. So if we do go quickly through our heroes, this I think will already be claimed. Yeah. Okay. So 8,000. We could go for the 2 dragons. But I kind of think just 1 big power stack of Scorpicors in a way might be better. So Jedi does not have... We don't want to equip this with this guy. Jedi does not have Earth Magic. Not good for keeping our units. So actually we can go for 8. Pretty easy. Yeah, I'm not going to chain units. I'm not going to chain units yet. Let's grab some stuff. And that frees up one of these 2 to go over to this stuff. I guess we'll go with Dima. And we could actually send Darkstorm west to get some more Mercury. It's a little bit wasteful, but yeah, I don't think we need to go for another hero change just yet. And then at some point we do want to take this down. Ideally after we have Earth Magic. Okay, so that leaves the question of what does Alamar do next? I think Alamar grabs this. And maybe we wait on top of this, although we're not going to buy anything next turn. So in this town we already have the City Hall, so we're already producing all the resources we realistically can. Resource silo potentially an option at some point, but not really important. Gonna end the turn there. As red is still not moving too aggressively. Okay, pink's not getting any closer. Unfortunately, yeah, Neela's kind of escaping our attack too. I will do this for the experience. So we have actually got Expert Resurrection. 760 hit points back per turn. So yeah, we really don't need to strengthen Jaegar. Let's do it. We already have a resurrection if something goes wrong. Yeah, that was easy. And we do get pathfinding, amazing. I did really want that. Because yeah, as you can see, we do want to be moving just as far as we can all the time. So logistics will be good. I'm not sure this is worth a detour, but we did just get pathfinding, so it's a little bit more worthwhile than it was before. And we're not far from Erdemon, but he is no longer relevant, really. Okay, might as well grab this while we're here. Do we go for the Warren? I don't want to overly worry about the Portal of Summoning. Surely not. Surely not. So 50 versus 110, so this is actually more efficient. We can go for it 3 times. Although it also kind of overkills. Okay, still safe to do this. Have to try and split them. Okay, that works. Okay, we get disease, but disease is almost inconsequential. Yeah, she's dropped our defense a little bit. Okay, that didn't work. So 70 hit points left to go. We're probably safe just to throw ourselves in, but it's... Let's have a think. So 2 to 3 damage each. 5 attack going up against 15 defense. I think we wait and then go. Oh yeah, that's easy. Really easy actually. Okay, we'll take Expert Wisdom. Hoping for Earth Magic, of course. Still not strong enough for the Dreadnoughts, so let's start coming back. We could pick up 24 Harpies. But I think we start moving back. Because yeah, we still need to be able to challenge Serena at some point. And we do want to stay aggressive with Jaegar. Okay, so let's look back to the ship. So our 2 logistics specialists. Wasting their potential. Okay, so we're approaching the very north of the map. But it looks like there's still a little bit more up for grabs. Okay, so this is claimable, though maybe not worth it. Okay, no landing possible, let's just push on. So we buy the ship and we hop on. Okay, so things Alamar can do, we've already got Earthquake. We could get some knowledge. We could use this hero for a bit of fighting potentially. This town we will continue to build up, so we've already got the most important things. The Ogre Fort requires wood, and we've been spending a lot of that. I actually will go for the resource silo, I think. No, Citadel. Well, it's early in the week. I will go for the resource silo because in most of my playthroughs I just don't bother when it's a wooden ore one, and most of the time it does turn out to be worth having. If we can hold on to that town, then that will pay for itself for sure. So upgraded Harpy Loft is one of the only things left. I'm not in a rush for the upgraded Dragon Cave, let's just get everything else done. End the turn there. Red goes back. Pink is also going defensive, and yeah, slowly making their way towards the town. We can see that Neela is definitely afraid of us, she barely moves. Somewhat curious to see what this reveals, but let's not bother. We go for the stables, and we're going to push aggressively towards what I assume will be their main town. Okay, Dima comes back. Yeah, so I guess one slightly questionable thing about the map design is some of these islands are not really worth landing on unless you have a mid-tier hero. Because this isn't worth our main hero's time, but we could send someone weaker up. Something to think about. So we've not really explored in this direction, let's go and do that. Okay, so does Jedi go back to the town, or do we go directly towards this? Thing is, we're not strong enough as we are. We also need to think about who is our best option to actually take this on. So Dima is level 3, doesn't have earth magic. If we had someone with advanced earth magic, that would be automatically the best choice. Alamar's got that 8 spell power, but that's 2 of that is because of the ribcage. Dima only has 2 knowledge, Alamar has 5. Yeah, Alamar's maybe our best choice. Take that fight. Darkstorm's also okay. Does have basic earth magic. So if we level Darkstorm up, he's also got learning. I can't remember where he is though. Might have been one of the ones we just moved. Yeah. Darkstorm is maybe our best choice to take this on, because if we can get advanced earth magic, we could go back to the town. Have we been to this? We've not been to this. I think this is worth prioritizing. We do get advanced earth magic. Okay, so he has got advanced wisdom. He actually doesn't have resurrection yet, so we need to remember to do that. So we need to bring these 2 together. Then yeah, we go into the next fight with Darkstorm, with resurrection, advanced earth magic, permanent resurrections, plus 6 Scorpicors, in addition to the 8 we already have, and potentially red dragons too. And that could swing the fight in our favor. I'm still not sure it's going to be enough, but it's something to think about. Okay, so Alamar will come back in this direction. I guess we can stop off for the Minotaurs. Jedi goes back to town. Back in this town, nothing super useful to go for. I think we go Citadel. Potentially threatened, before we can get back to it. Yeah, I think they're literally 2 turns away. So, I'm not sure how well this really works. Obviously, Darkstorm is probably about 4 or 5 turns away. We'll deal with it. If we lose the Behemoths, it doesn't matter that much. Okay, it's almost like they thought about coming towards us but then kind of didn't. I am going to go off course for this. Ignore the windmill. And follow this through to what I hope will be a town, so it's obviously not that way. Several Azure Dragons, I'm very curious what those are guarding. But in any event, we have got a chunky 3-hour first video in the series. Future videos will not be quite so long. But yeah, do subscribe to the channel in order to catch new videos as they're uploaded, or do check the playlist link in the description to find all episodes in one place. Thanks for watching, I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in part 2.